This segment is sponsored by Strategic Wealth Designers. Most people plan for retirement the wrong way, but it's not their fault. So here to break down the basics of retirement planning the way it should have been explained all along is Thomas Riley, a senior financial advisor at Strategic Wealth Designers. Thanks for joining us, Thomas.
Glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, look, most people save consistently for years. You know that before they retire, but many still feel unprepared for retirement. Thomas, why is that?
Yeah, so just because you have savings and accumulate assets over time doesn't really mean you have confidence. So a lot of things are going to be more complicated in retirement as far as how do we draw money from the portfolio, and really not having a clear plan in place is where a lot of people lack some of that confidence. So when you can have a plan in place that can give you an idea of what things will exactly look like, that's where I would say confidence come from.
Now you talk about that plan, but also what other things actually helps build that confidence in retirement planning?
Yeah, so there's so many uncertainties between market volatility, what taxes can do, and even just emotional decisions too. So I would say the biggest thing is having a disciplined strategy in place, knowing that, hey, there are some things in your control. So that's where you can sit down, especially working with a professional that can help kind of guide that path for you and kind of play out those scenarios, kind of give you a lot more confidence and clarity on that plan too.
Yeah, you mentioned kind of the uncertainty of it, markets and inflation and the interest rates. Of course, they're all uncertain. How should people think about retirement planning with that in mind?
Yeah, so there's so much going on in the world today, and things are always constantly changing. But again, being disciplined and having a strategy in place is what really makes people feel comfortable. And another thing, too, is actually playing out what if scenarios. Don't always just plan for the best case, but can be really helpful, especially over the years I've seen just walking through scenarios. What if things don't go as planned? And that can give you clarity, too. So, planning for the best case and also potentially things that don't go as according to plan.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Always have a contingency or just know that there are several different avenues in case certain things happen, right?
100%, yes.
Yeah. Thomas, what would you say matters more than predicting the markets?
Yeah, I would say, instead of trying to always predict the market, but having a portfolio and a plan that's more adaptive. So being super reactive to things as far as happening in the news or just changes for over time can sometimes be big mistakes that can lead to permanent changes that people can't change. So having a plan that's adaptive to your lifestyle and your portfolio is really what helps over time too.
Yeah, and working with a great advisor, I'm sure, is really helpful too.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Thomas, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. For more in-depth retirement education, visit retirementplanninguniversity.com. That's where you can sign up for classes happening in the DMV every month.